go. Come on, something. Come on.
Swing and a miss.
There's a lot of spawn coming.
Don't throw it wide.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Unbelievable.
"17 teams stepped into Super Mega Baseball's finest development league for the chance to make their name this season. Only 4 remain. AAA's last players standing, having endured the rigors of the regular season, are poised now with a chance to achieve true glory. A Super Mega competition unlike any other, a World Series berth on the line. Get loud! This is the AAA semifinals!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in here on a Saturday night production of the Cross-Platform Baseball League. This is the conclusion of the semifinals between Rainey84 and WishboneRulz. My name is Weaver4Prez. I'll be on the play-by-play commentary once again. I'm joined for the second night in a row by Finite Provision. How you doing tonight, man?
Weaver, as always, it's good to be back here, and as always, I'm ready for some good baseball tonight.
Yeah, it should be a great one. The series as a whole has been outstanding. If you didn't get to check out last night's broadcast, games 3 and 4, well, you missed quite the doozy. It was an absolute slugfest in game number 3 with Rainey pulling out on top in a very high stakes shootout. And then game number 4, the complete opposite. It was a 1-0 victory for WishboneRulz, twirling a gem with his number 4 starter. So through 4 games, we really have seen just everything you could want out of a long series in Super Mega Baseball. But it's not over yet. We've got at least 2 more games tonight, maybe 3 if it goes 7. Finite, what do you think's in store? I mean, we can't predict it, can we, at this point?
No, you're right. We really can't. We don't know whether it's going to be offense, whether it's going to be defense that takes over the game. But we've been through each team's 4 pitchers. We're back at the top of the pitching lineup. I think if I had to guess, I'd say that Rainey and Wish are going to want to shut it down on the mound in this game 5 coming up here.
Yeah, and that game 5 will be from Red Rock, the site of that offensive shootout in game number 3. We'll see what happens in that slightly smaller, or definitely smaller park than Colonial. And that's coming right up, folks. Don't go anywhere. We're going to let the players know that game 5 is all set and ready to go. Here we go, folks. We are moments away from pitch number 1 of game number 5 here in the XBL AAA Season 10 semifinals. This series will conclude tonight. One of these two competitors is moving on to face the number 1 seeded Phillies Rock, the World Series. This started off, it's Pop Bell here at the top of this lethal lineup. And Fred Hayes gets the call here in an important game 5, a pivotal game 5. Got him swinging on a curve in the dirt. The throw is completed to first. That's how this one gets started.
That's a good spot from Wish to kind of set the tone with a K, but you know, he did that last night, and Rainey popped back and put up 3 runs in the top of the first at Red Rock. So, you know, we just really got to see what they can get through this full inning before I think we can say what this top will mean.
It's a 3-0 count to Alan Rainey. Will he swing? No, he's taking all the way. Wishbone going to loop a curve in on 3-1. Alan Rainey all the way ready for it. He puts it up the middle. Grissom gets it back in. That's the first hit of the ball game. That's going to bring up Jocelyn Rainey. 3 homers in the postseason. They all occurred in game number 3 of this series. Curve a bit low in the zone. Hit very hard by Rainey, but it is foul. So an 0-2 offering from Wishbone. It's hit hard. Aldrin going to go for the easy out over at first. It looked like maybe a bit of hesitation over there.
Right, and it's that split-second decision. Decent speed on the runner. Takes the second out, though.
And will we see that decent speed tested? We will not. Wishbone completely concedes the run. I feel like maybe there was a chance. I didn't get to see the arm rating on the left fielder, but in any case, Rainey develops a 2-out run.
Just like that, Rainey strikes, but you know, I'm a little surprised by the decision not to go home. I mean, the runner had decent speed, but he wasn't one of the, you know, the 99s that Rainey has. I'm surprised Wish didn't try to test him in the first.
Got him swinging on that fastball. The throw down on the runner. He got him. So that will end the inning. But the Moons, a couple of hits, and that gives them an early lead, much like they had last night here at Red Rock.
These teams have shown how important it is to set the tone and kind of lead there. It's a good start from Rainey whenever you can get a run on in the first.
Shepard does a good job not leaving his feet at that one in the hole, so he collects it. Speaking of Shepard, here comes Alan Shepard. Alan Harden is the number 1 starter here for the Mississippi Moons. He gets the call here. Quickly in the hole is Alan Shepard. He has a home run this postseason. That one completely zooms past Wishbone. You can only imagine that that's how it looked on his screen. No chance.
That's a tough spot. I mean, there's not really anything you can do. Ended up being a pitch down the middle, and Rainey will take strike 3 there, but Wish has got to be, you know, hoping he could have gotten that one back.
Yeah, and hoping that stops there, of course. We shall see. 2 down now. It is Neil Armstrong. Quickly ahead, 2-0 is Armstrong. Harden has to deliver a strike. He does. So now in a 2-1 count, it's low and away for a strike. What does he go with here? Looks like a changeup. He does not chase. With the composed trait active, it's a curveball. Trying to flip it to left. Unable to do so as Wishbone Gemma Rainey makes the play. And it's a 1-2-3 inning, a shutdown inning for Mississippi.
That little strikeout glitch accepted. I think that was a good start from Rainey, but this pitcher he has a nasty repertoire. Screwball, 2-seam, and changeup, all breaking away from those lefty batters and in on the righties. That's going to be tough to hit unless you Wish really gets the timing down.
Quickly ahead 0-2 is Fred Hayes, and he gets a strikeout, triple-digit fastball above the zone. Rainey could not lay off. So now Kayla Rainey, the right fielder. Swinging at that fastball, put in a good spot. 1-1 is going to be low and in. It's fouled off. Another 2-strike count. This fastball going to run wild, though, but it's just a bit too hot to handle. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Wish using that velo early to his advantage. I think that was back-to-back fastballs on the strikeouts.
Gonna go with a curve here. Does not elicit the early swing in the count. Does get an earlier swing there, and it's hit very hard by Rainey, but he just got under it. So it's no problem for Grissom at the track. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Wishbone. To the bottom of the second. 4, 5, and 6.
That ball may have stopped at the track weave, but I think that may be a reminder that any pitch can be hit out and hit deep like that by these batters. And don't let anyone get into a groove pitching, because all of a sudden that ball might not come back.
That one just a hair outside. So quickly ahead 2-0 is John Glenn, the cleanup hitter. Couple home runs in the postseason. Batting average not exactly there. Another composed count. He goes with the curve again. So now on a full count. Hit to left. Softly. No problem for Alan Rainey. He turns his glove around to grab it. That brings up Buzz Aldrin, who also had 3 home runs in game number 3. He's also intentionally walked in that game. The bottom of the 9th. Ooh, the 2-1, he swings just through it. That's going to activate Whiffer, and it's going to get a whiff. A big strikeout there on a tough hitter.
That's a great pitch from Rainey, and a lot of lefties coming up there in a row for Wish, but Rainey is leaning on those outside pitches, those outside breaking balls, changeups, screw balls, and then he just pumps 100 there on the outside corner. That's tough to hit.
He got him on his knees there with the 0-2 count, but Wishbone does a good job staying in the box there to rip that one up the middle. Maybe a bit of a misplaced 0-2 pitch. So now Mattingly. Swinging first pitch, curveball, got under it. Shallow center. Second baseman calls everyone off. It's Shepard. Despite the 2-out knock, Wishbone's first hit of the game. For no runs scored.
That's another high and away curve or high and away breaking ball to get Wish. He's having trouble making solid contact on those balls so far. A lot of, light pop-ups to left and center.
This one ripped into the left center field gap. Shepard gonna have to dive to cut it off. He does so. Rainey gonna test the speed. The gun is not in time. A leadoff double. That's what that speed can do.
That's right. A bit of a gamble, and it just pays off. That is so important, getting your leadoff man in scoring position. I wonder if he's going to bunt here and try to move him over with the pitcher's spot.
There he is showing bunt. It's a beauty. Should get the job done. Schmidt will take the free out at first. Sacrifice is successful. Once again, we see Pop Bell up with the RBI dud trait activated. Got him to chase the screws. So now it's a situation where Wish can get a huge strikeout. He's not going to find it. It's going to be it. Oh, he goes home with the throw, and it's not even close. No out recorded.
That's a rough decision. I'm surprised he made that, especially considering, he didn't try for that one in the play at home. And
yeah.
And now, Rainey has just another out to play with.
And he's running wild on him. Granted, that one is going to be nullified by the foul ball. Putting Wishbone on notice here a bit. Trying to go up the middle. Mattingly, nice diving stop. He's not going to have the time to get the batter. It's an infield single. And here comes Jocelyn Rainey with the RBI man trait.
That's what that speed can do. And all of a sudden, it's turning into a really dangerous spot.
Ripped to center. This will be plenty deep enough to score the runner from third, and it does. It's 3-0 Mississippi. 2 down here in the third.
Now batting the shortstop, number 4.
Using all that power there to just generate a deep fly, get the job done. Still plenty of power here. Back up the middle. Excellent piece of hitting from Rainey. The inning continues.
Now batting the first baseman.
Now Bo Tanner.
22.
Chance to go for the jugular early, although what we saw with what we've seen in this series, there's no such thing as a safe lead between these two opponents. That one, Fred Hayes lucky not to have his head taken off. Another 2-out hit.
It's been a rough go for Hayes. He has got to get out of this here with this 6th batter coming up. I mean, bases loaded, 2 outs. You cannot afford to make a mistake.
He is out of the big power part of the lineup, but that screwball ran wild, and luckily for Wish, it was outside. 2-0 is a curveball. Get back in the count. Bases full of Moons, and it's a 3-1 count. Wishbone must deliver a strike. He does. Rainey swings through it. Now with a full count. Runners can get the head start if Rainey chooses. They don't. He fouls it off. 3-2, change up, right side of the infield. Mattingly makes the play, so the bleeding is stemmed. But 2 runs come across, 2 big runs come across for Mississippi.
And those are huge because he got to Wishbone's pitching. He forced him to make some defensive mistakes and utilize the speed to his advantage. This is not how he wanted this Hayes start to go, especially because he's had such success this postseason.
And now here is Hayes, batting 200, has a home run in these playoffs. And he strikes out on 3, pitches that last fastball, climbing the ladder. He could not hold up. Now it's Gus Grissom. Alan Hardin locked in on the mound, 31 pitches through 2 1/3. Now he's ahead 1-2. Gets Wishbone to foul off a pitch outside. Sorry, 0-2. He's got him way in the hole here. Good take from Wish on the curve. Alan Hardin's 2-2 in the zone. Wishbone fouls it off. Can Alan Rainey get there on the dive? No, just off that little wall out there. Close play. That leads to a curveball. It leads to a base hit through the first baseman. Lineup turns over.
That's what you got to do if you're Wish. You just got to keep fouling those off. Those ones you can't hit or just make weak contact, you just got to push them off, foul them off, do whatever you can to get a better pitch.
He chases the first pitch curve, and it's going to be an inning-ending double play. What a pitch from Rainey. So that ends the third after that long at bat. I saw Gus Grissom reach on the single. First pitch swinging was Lovell, right fielder. Double play. Now it's 7, 8, and 9 for Mississippi. Got him waving on the 0-1 change low. Gonna try and do it again, and it's executed to perfection.
Wish is continuing to attack those batters. He's given up 3 runs, but he is not going to stop going after them, trying to pound the zone, get early strikes. And you know, the same can be said for Rainey, too. Getting Wish to swing, they are really going after each other's hitters.
2 quick outs here in the fourth. That's going to bring up Alan Hardin with the bases clear. Let's have a .250 batting average in these playoffs. First pitch was in there. Second waved at for strike number 2. Looking for a quick and clean inning is Wishbone. He goes with the screwball. It's fouled off. Chase, there was the third baseman. No chance there for a play. Gonna try and expand the zone, climb the ladder. Does get him to chase, but it's fouled off. Good at bat here. Out of the 9 spot. Goes after the screwball. Should be no problem for Lovell. It is a 1-2-3 inning. Wishbone looking to wake up a little here.
And, you know, I think, I mean, Rainey's pitcher did come up there, and I don't know if he's going to keep him in one more time through. He has Townsend in the bullpen. If I'm Wish, I've got to be wanting to get to this starter because we know that Rainey is so good with his bullpen. You've got to extend your at-bats and try to get some runs off of Hardin before he comes out of the game.
That pitch missing a little bit inside. Wishbone a little overeager, and then he strikes out on a good 101 mile-per-hour fastball. That locked-in mojo, giving him an extra tick there. There's one down. Now Neil Armstrong swinging first pitch curveball. He has not really been able to handle that pitch at all. And that's the second out.
You're right, Weave. And that was something he had going for him in Game 3. He was hitting the fastball and the breaking ball. He had him timed down, but here he just hasn't been able to really get him. It's always just a little early or a little late and just hasn't made solid contact on those breaking balls away.
Swung at that breaking ball a hair out of the zone, then going inside is Rainey. It is caught by the jumping glove of Shepard. That was headed for Triple's alley, but instead it ends the inning very quickly. Rainey cruising here.
Now batting, the
It seems like we say it all the time, but here comes Pop Bell up again. This
Yeah.
top of the lineup is so dangerous. 3 times up, and we're not even through 5 innings.
Does swing at the first pitch and gets him a weak grounder there to the second baseman for out number 1. That's huge. You always have to keep Pop Bell off in front of 3 straight Rainies here in the order. Is the left fielder, Alan Rainey. He's ahead in the count 2-1 after that changeup misses. Going low with a screwball. Similar pitch that got Pop Bell out just a second ago. Now the count in favor of Rainey. Crushes the curve. Mattingly makes 2 plays in a row.
And you know, Wish has done a decent job of getting the leadoff runners out or limiting their damage and getting the second out, but he's struggled a little bit after getting those first outs. He's got to shut it down once he gets going at the start of the inning.
That 2 cutter, I believe, crushed into the left center field gap. It's going to go as a double here as Grissom gets it back in. Or will Rainey challenge? He will. Mattingly's throw to third. He is out. A big base running mistake there after a 2-out, what could have been double.
That's right, and that was a good piece of 2-out hitting, well placed in the gap. I'm surprised he went to third with decent speed on third, or decent speed what would have been on second, and good hitters still coming up. But that's a good job from Wish to be alert and get out of it.
The risk does not pay off for Rainey, but the lead is still 3 in his favor.
This is the inning, I think, this is the inning that he's got to get something going, because if you get over halfway through your game and you haven't been able to put more than 2 hits, it's going to be really tough to get it off the bullpen.
There's that curve again. This time it might fall, and it does. And it's past Alan Rainey and left. How far will Wishbone test? He looks like he's going to third. He's going to try it, and he's got himself a lead-off triple. A mistake, a rare mistake in left field from Rainey.
Unforced errors, Wish. They can come back to haunt you, especially with 0 outs, letting a runner get to third. Harden's going to have to really pitch out of this here.
That one hit hard. It's going to be the first run of the game for the Astronauts. An RBI ground out. And the Astronauts are on the board. It's 3-1.
You know, it was a little cheeky, but a hit is a hit and a run is a run, and that's just what Wishbone needed here. And another hit back up the middle. Maybe he gets something going. This could be what he needs.
Yeah, starting to put some extra mustard on some of these hits. The day is going to be done for Fred Hayes. We've seen earlier hooks than this from Wishbone. So 5 complete for Hayes. It's not a terrible outing by any means. And it's Onizuka, one of the 2 pinch hitters who hit a pinch hit homer for Wishbone in game number 3. Swinging at that screwball, a good pitch to fool Wishbone. And it's into the glove of the shortstop. Oh, almost had him doubled up.
Now back, the center fielder, number 21.
So now with 2 down, it's up to Gus Grissom in the 9 spot. Pinch hit attempt unsuccessful, and quickly behind 0-2 is Gus Grissom. Pickoff attempt, he's not going. The 0-2 pitch, trying to flip it the other way, but he will be unsuccessful. Some good fastballs in that count to Grissom. We're into the 6th, but Lagrange is on the board.
And I think what kind of got Wish going was he was attacking the early strikes, those at-bats where he got the hits and scored the run. You know, he didn't let Rainey get to 2 strikes, didn't let him really control the at-bat, and then there with Grissom up and 2 outs, he got down 0-2. And when you let Rainey get 0-2, I mean, it's a tough spot to be in. He can go screwball away or fastball up and just got him there once he got ahead.
So now it's 4, 5, and 6 against Titov. First man out of the pen. That curveball right over the middle of the plate. Rainey pops it up to the catcher. That could have spelled disaster for Wishbone. Instead, it's out number 1. Now Bo Tanner takes ball 1. We go with a curve low and away, and it's perfectly placed. Now on a 2-1 pitch, a changeup taken. Wishbone going to the curve with 2 strikes. We've seen it successful before. John Glenn makes the play. 2 down.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 4.
This is game 5 The XBL AAA semifinals. All tied at 2. Whoever wins this game, move into that advantage, that 3-2 advantage. Inning's going to come to a close here on the foul out. Aldrin collects. We're into the bottom of the 6th.
That advantage lead is going to be so important. If the start of the series is any indication, they've gone back and forth, back and forth, back and forth every game. And whoever wins this one is going to have a commanding advantage with potentially two left to play.
And should it be Rainey who takes this game, he is in the lead. Game 6, the possible clincher for him would be at home. Oh, he could not hold off that high pitch. That's Jim Lovell, top of the order here for the Astronauts. He's behind 1-2 to Harden. Tried to get under that inside fastball. He got under it a little too much. Right center field, Pop Bell makes the play. Now it's Alan Shepard. He's tense. Left fielder for the Astronauts. Swinging first pitch, changeup. Soft roller. 2 down. Just doesn't quite seem like the patience previously in the series that we had seen from Wishbone is present here in this game number 5. That is going to be an infield single.
I think you're right about that, Weed. The pitches he is, going after at the start of at-bats, sometimes maybe ones you want to let go, and then looks a little bit lost at times, but I guess he's got back-to-back runners on here.
Yeah.
He's got to change that around and work the counts.
It's going to bring up a series hero here in Buzz Aldrin, RBI man trait. Decent speed on the bases. He goes after the first pitch change. May have been a tick low, and he pops it up. And Buzz Aldrin is retired. One of the more significant threats of the game against Rainey. He deals with it like an expert.
Now batting the catcher.
7, 8, and 9 here. We'll see what the decision is with Alan Harden. To the right side of the infield. Mattingly, he's been busy. Makes the play.
Now batting the second baseman.
Now Matthew Shepard, who is hitting third of the time in these playoffs, has an extra base hit in this one.
With that pitcher spot on deck, I bet Rainey's already thinking, do I leave Harden in? He's pitching so well. Do I take him out for Townsend? It's going to be could be a monumentous decision.
That decision
Rainey
will
has to make
be
here.
impacted by whatever happens here. And it's a deep fly to right field, the shortest part of the park. So it will land on the warning track, but it's no problem for Lovell.
Now batting
Here comes decision time.
number 20.
This ace of the Moon staff looks like he will be lifted after 6 strong.
Number
Gainan
30.
Tambor, hitting 800 off the bench in these playoffs.
And, I thought he might take a little bit longer on that decision, but when you have a pinch hitter like this who you're confident in, I don't blame him at all for going to him.
Goes after that low curve, hit it pretty well, but it's to the backhand of Mattingly. 1-2-3 inning for Lagrange. Ilo Townsend into the game, 1.52 ERA. Postseason played 23 strikeouts. This is man of the hour for Rainey.
And Wish has shown he can hit Townsend. The game-tying grand slam in Game 3 was off of Townsend. 3 of the runners were inherited, but he did give up that home run. So Wish can hit him, but, it's tough. There's a reason his whip and ERA are so low. He's a good pitcher.
Wish, yeah, he did hit that dramatic grand slam off of Townsend, but other than that, mostly crickets. First pitch out of the hand of Townsend here. Hit hard, but right at the second baseman. It's Kenny Mattingly now. Taking a couple pitches here. That's going to activate K-Man. Shatters his bat, but he'll get another chance. Oh, he's way early on the screwball. Strike number 3. Rainey starting to maybe count outs now. It's that time of the game.
That's just a nasty screwball. It was a little over the middle, but with that action from a K-Man reliever, you have got to guess that timing right, or else it just looks like it's coming in so much faster than it actually is.
Wishbone does a good job with his pinch hitter there, flipping it through the right side, extending the inning, giving Grissom a chance. We will see probably a pinch runner here. Choa perhaps into the game for Conrad after the pinch hit. 2 outs here in the 7th. Fastball from Townsend is good there. This one also trying to flip it through, but a diving stop by Bo Tanner. Can he beat him to the bag? He can! And we're through 7 here at Red Rock.
Seven hits apiece.
Yeah.
You know, neither offense has really been able to establish themselves. Rainey got ahead early, but Wish settled in and has limited the damage since. And Rainey's just been great on the mound all game, really keeping each other on their toes.
In the top of the 8th here, it is the top of the order for the Mississippi Moons. Slow roller. Armstrong going to have to make a firm throw. He does. On the bare hand, that's out number 1. Alan Rainey, who's 2 for 3, steps in. It's Valentina Tereshkova. 2-seam, forkball, curveball. Very unconventional. Ripped right to Armstrong. Now Jocelyn Rainey, who's been an extra base hit machine in this series. 2 down, bases clear. Steps in, swinging first pitch curve into the glove of Armstrong. Very quick inning for Wishbone. You know, he was looking for that. He wanted that quick turnaround.
That's right. It was a quick inning, and now you've got to do the opposite. You have to extend your inning. You have to prolong your inning and make sure you get, you know, more than just 3 batters to the plate and not just go down in order. Can't let Townsend just settle into a great rhythm with only 6 outs left before the end of the game.
The pitch count going to play a big part here. Townsend, the relief ace of the Moon staff in the game. Wishbone swung right through that heat. Popped that one up. Should be playable. Ranging first baseman Tanner, he makes the catch. 1 down in the bottom of the 8th. The curveball is in. Wishbone laying off at that time. Shatters his bat on the high fastball. Townsend calls everybody off in the infield. He takes command for out number 2. Here comes Armstrong. Dominant on the mound is Rainey here in game number 5. Not get him to chase the screwball. 18 pitches so far from Townsend. Insane take there from Wishbone, but he cannot hold up on the change. Low and away. And Rainey is 3 outs away from a commanding 3-2 lead in this best of 7.
That is a great pitch selection from Rainey. It looked like Wish wasn't sure whether a fastball was coming, a screwball, a changeup. I mean, if you are getting the runners like that, or the hitters like that, where they just don't know what's coming, it is so much harder to get on base.
Now it's Bo Tanner after the leadoff single. Rainey looking for insurance. Runner goes. It's a hit and run. Tereshkova going to take the easy out at first. So effectively a sacrifice that brings up Kayla Rainey. Leaving nothing to chance. Wishbone going to go to Yuri Gagarin. Has been great in this series. Rainey looking potentially for a counter move. No. Stay. To the left side of the infield, the diving glove cannot corral it. Shepard, fire to the plate. Rainey takes second. Alertly. Could we see an intentional walk here of Gibson? I think you would have to.
You're right, especially with, I believe, Shepard on deck, and he does have a little bit lower hitting stats. Still has some speed, though. I think that was a smart play by Rainey, not to send the runner. Just, you know, don't risk it. But good play by Wish, where he did send it home and kept the runners on base instead of coming around to score. But if he gets hit to left field again, he's tense. He's got a pretty weak arm. I don't know if he's going to be able to stop him again.
Rainey swinging first pitch, and it's a little dribbler. Gagarin has only 1 play, and the Moons get a run in.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 67.
Will he be satisfied with the 3-run lead and leave Townsend in? Looks like he will be. Still, obviously, always stealing home. Gagarin not fooled, and caught in the rundown is Rainey. A bit of a questionable play there.
I'm a little surprised by it. I mean, you do have your pitcher spot up, but I mean, just a little, you know, dribbler through a gap or a little pop over, and you've got 2 runs scored.
See if it matters.
Either way, the Moons do have a 3-run lead. You're right. Lee.
Yeah, 3-run lead with the way Rainey has been pitching seems very significant. See how this inning develops. He's way ahead of the change, sequencing him perfectly. Outside. Fouls off a good 1-2 fastball. K-Man is active. 24 pitches for Townsend. Curveball just high. Dribbles that one. Easy play for Tanner. One down.
Now batting, the third baseman,
Buzz Aldrin just looking to get something started here for the Astronauts. It's dribbled slowly, barehanded by Rainey, on to first. One to go.
now batting, the catcher,
Here comes Harrison Schmidt. At the velocity just now starting to tick under standard. Townsend. 30 pitches on this pitch, and it's going to keep the game alive for Lagrange. A nice piece of hitting from Wishbone.
Not over yet. It's never over with these two. They can both come alive in an instant. Mattingly up here has some power. Tying run on deck. You've just got to do whatever you can to get on base.
But it's backhanded at third. He swung at that curve again, and that's how this one ends. Rainey and the Moons are a game away from their first World Series appearance.
That game was all Rainey. Wish had the run, but it was on that leadoff triple. I mean, Rainey just did a great job on the mound, and what I'm interested to see here in the next game with those pitchers, he went, screwball to screwball and used that to his advantage. But with the pitchers coming up next, Wish has got to attack those starters.
Yeah, it'll be the number 2 selection at probably, certainly for Wishbone. Well, Rainey has a bit more freedom now that he's in command of the series going into game number 6. So we'll see which of his starters he decides to use. A chance for him to clinch a World Series berth to go face the number 1 seed Phillies Rock, which would be an opening night rematch should it be Rainey. But Wishbone is going to have something to say about it, and we'll find out what that is here in just moments. Here we go, folks. It's game 6 of the AAA semifinals. Could this be the end of the road for WishboneRulz? Or will we see Game 7? We're going to find out here at Colonial, home of the Moons.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 13.
First pitch will be delivered by Ace Reynolds. 4.32 ERA in limited action in the playoffs. First pitch from Wishbone, ripped into right field. Good start for him.
That is a good start, and I think Wish did get to Reynolds a little bit the last time he started. All eyes are on Rainey here to see what he can do on the mound.
That fastball in there, taken by Shepard. We have switched perspectives here. On with Rainey now. Two-one is laid off, so a good count here for Wish. Be a bit of renewed focus. Being dominated. Swings through that fastball, triple digits, too hot to handle. That's a big first out. That's going to bring up Armstrong.
Number 1.
Swinging first pitch, change up there, fouling it off. This is Wishbone. There's that good curve. See it from Rainey's perspective. He thinks the runner's going. He's not. Ooh, Wishbone spoils a nasty pitch and earns himself a single.
That could be the difference in this game. Last time in Game 5, those outside fastballs, Wish was swinging and missing, but here if he can poke those through and protect with 2 strikes, it could be a whole new ball game.
It's a good first pitch curve strike there. Wishbone rips that one into the glove of Rainey, and running wild were the runners. So they are easily doubled up, or the one at second base was, and that ends the inning. Big mistake there.
That's right. I wonder if Wish just forgot there was only 1 out, or, maybe thought there were 2. That is just, momentum killing, and you cannot let that happen when you're threatening in the first.
And with the season on the line, it's Chris Hadfield. Number 4 starter in this rotation gets the start in game number 6 with his back to the wall. And there's Rainey coming right back up with an infield single. And you know he's going to be on the move.
That's right. Pop Bell just so dangerous in that leadoff spot. But Hadfield pitched around him in game 4. He's shown he can rise up to the challenge. He's going to have to do it again to keep his team out of elimination.
Chris Hadfield now delivering to Alan Rainey a strike. Runner's still not going. Now the count's 3-1. He cannot pitch out on 3-1, so there goes the runner. Rainey alertly sending him there in that count, but he does pop it up. 1 down.
He did get a decent jump. I wonder if he would have been safe on a take. Nevertheless, Wish does get the out, but I bet we see Bell in motion again.
There's that pitch out on the 1-0 count. Now it's 2-0. Kickoff successful. Away inside, and now the count way in favor of the Moons. There goes the runner. It's a pickoff, but it's in the dirt, and he's going to be safe. A terrible break there as the pitcher spikes it.
That is brutal for Wish. He guessed right. Good pickoff. Got the runner running, but first baseman just drops the ball.
So now it's Gemma Rainey after the 4-pitch walk. Had him picked. Just very unfortunate there that he spiked it. Popped up. It'll be the second out. Infield fly is called, so it will be an out. Now.
And that first pitch of that at bat was that high curve. It looks like Hadfield maybe struggling to find the zone a little bit. He had the walk. He's letting Rainey get up in counts. He's got to keep attacking batters like he did before.
That one is hit hard. He went after that high curve, but it's to the shortstop, on to first. So despite the blunder there, the failed pickoff, there's no harm done to Lagrange. We're into the top of the second.
Right, and we mentioned Wishbone's resilience in last night's set of games. When something like that happens, short memory. You got to move past it. What happened, and just like that, he came back, got out of the jam. He's going to need to do that all game and keep himself in it.
Pops up this fastball, calling everybody off, but there's no one there, is Alan Rainey. That's out number 1. Harrison Schmidt now. First pitch of the at-bat is a changeup. It's crushed. It's going to be over the head of Alan Rainey, and it's off the side of that short wall. It's going to be a close play at second. He is in there. That one just missed.
Now batting, the second baseman, number
That was about as
28.
close as you can get to being on the ground and caught just a few feet off the ground, bounces off that wall, and wishes on the second with a double.
Now ahead 2-0 is Ken Mattingly. A couple of pitches that sailed out of the zone he didn't want any part of. We go with the high fastball and 2-1. Gets a swing and a miss. Activates whiffer. Similar pitch. Pop to left. This time will be caught. Runner stays put.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 50.
So now it is the pitcher spot, Chris Hadfield. Wishbone likes to put the pitcher in the 8 spot. Field and outfield really aligned. 2-0. Trying to flip it down the third base line, but it's a nice stop at third. On to first for the third out. We're into the bottom of the second. 6, 7, and 8. Due up, Mississippi.
And Wish has 3 hits on the board through 2 innings. That's what he couldn't do at the start of last game. It took him a long time to start getting hits and start getting runners on base. But the positive sign for him so far is that he's kind of overcome that. And even though he hasn't scored, he's at least put runners on.
Kayla Rainey trying to get on board to start the frame. She will not. Good play over there at shortstop. That's going to bring up Josh Gibson. Lots of power. Swinging at that change, but it's in a bit of a no man's land. Not enough speed on the batter, though, so Wishbone has the time to recover. Most of the hitters in this lineup would have beaten that one out.
Number 15.
Does not swing at that first pitch curveball. Looking for a quick inning is Wishbone. We're scoreless here in the bottom of the second. The pitch is in there. Pitcher on deck. 3-1 count. Curveball makes it a full count. Right at him there. What will he do on the full count? It's the forkball. It touches the top of the zone. That ends the frame. A big strikeout there.
What a beautiful pitch. I mean, that is perfectly located. That is impeccable location. That's tough to hit as it is. You got to recognize it, and then it just drops in and catches a few pixels for strike number 3. That's a good job from Hadfield.
So now we'll see what Ace Reynolds can do to counter. It's 9-1 and 2. Wishbone trying to get Grissom aboard. He will not. Rainey makes the play by a step. Back to the top of the order. Jim Lovell. Nobody aboard. 1 out. 27 pitches so far for Ace Reynolds. His 28th pitch. Swung. And it's hit up the middle. That's just a great piece of hitting.
That's right. That was a changeup blown away. Hard really to pull it. Hard to get great power on a pull. And instead, Wishbone gets the time right. Hits it straight back up the middle. That was a dart back up the middle to put a runner on.
So now Alan Shepard here with a runner aboard. And he's ahead 2-0. Good speed on it first. Wishbone not running. Finds himself ahead. Swinging 3-0, so Rainey battles back here. Pickoff attempt. He's not going. 33rd pitch from Reynolds is whiffed. So he battles back to the full count. Goes to the same pitch. It's crushed. Left center field. It will not be held in. It is off that light pole. And there is the breakout dinger for the Lagrange Astronauts.
Weaver, we were waiting for it to happen. Wish couldn't get it going in game 1, but what a display of power from the 2-hitter. Early on in the game, crushed it to left center.
It's a bit eager on that changeup. It was low. It's fouled off. Now tense is Ace Reynolds. Trying to flip it into left field. No, an incredible diving stop by the shortstop. There's 2 down. That was huge.
That's right, and that's got to go on the web gym reel. That was leaping catch. That was a great vertical jump over there at short. Just saving out.
1 and 2 now on John Glenn. Two-seamer. Going to try and front door it. Wishbone fights it off, but it should be caught by Kayla Rainey. And it is. But not before Wishbone hits a 2-run shot to take the first lead of Game 6 to the bottom of the third.
Ace Reynolds coming up to hit, but hopefully he can find a little bit more success here at the plate than on the mound. It looks like Wish is kind of starting to figure him out, kind of start to realize what his out pitches are and how he can work around him and get something in his favor.
Catches that comebacker, no bobble from Hadfield, and now he's locked in. So even more accuracy to work with. It's Pop Bell, nobody aboard. He rips it up the middle. There's that big speed, 90-plus speed with the Steeler trait. Going to be even more speed now because he's locked in. Question is, can Wishbone catch him? That's to Hadfield. He deflects it. Is there enough time to get Rainey going down the line? There is not. Another infield single.
That is just another tough break for Wishbone. If that ball gets through, it's probably weak enough to maybe be a double play. But it doesn't, and now 2 runners are on because of it.
Does get Jocelyn Rainey to fly out on the first pitch, and that'll bring up Gemma Rainey. Had that excellent catch in the previous inning. Tried that same pitch. It did not work. Great speed aboard, especially in scoring position. Pitch from Hadfield in the dirt. 350 in these playoffs is the batting average. That one's right back up the middle. Rainey will challenge easily with Pop Bell, and the Moons are on the board. And still threatening here with Bo Tanner at the plate. Bit outside. 37 pitches so far for Hadfield. He's already given up more here than he did in the entirety of his Game 4 start. Dribbled foul, so 1-2 pitch coming up. Gets him to chase low in the dirt. It's deflected again by Hadfield. Tanner doesn't have good speed, so he is out. Almost a disaster for Wishbone.
That's right. It's already bad enough if you give up one of those in an inning, and giving up 2, especially after one sort of ended up leading to a run, is tough. We talked about it before. Wishbone's going to have to wipe these from his memory and just keep pitching his game and just keep attacking it like they never happened.
So the lead's still 1 for the Astronauts. Popping this one foul is Wishbone. It's going to get into the seats. Most foul territory of any stadium in SMB. 2-2, the whiffer trait from Aldrin. He does a good job flipping it up the middle. That's that pitch that had given him so much trouble in game number 5.
That's right, Weave. It's going to be huge if he can figure that out. And then on the converse side, Rainey is going to have to figure out where he can place that if Wish does start getting hold of it, because that was such a great out pitch in the previous game.
1-1 is outside, so 2-1 is the count now to Harrison Schmidt. There's that curveball again. That one was not in the zone. Wishbone swung at it anyway. We'll have to retreat to first, and there's 1 down. Good pitch from Rainey.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 28.
Power versus righties is the trait for Ken Mattingly. He got one to hit, but he was a bit early. This one on the ground on a hop. Shepard completes the double play, an inning-ending double play. We're to the bottom of the 4th, still 2-1.
After that homer, it looked like Wish may have been in a position to kind of jump out ahead, but Rainey gets that one back in the inning before. He shuts Wish down at the plate in this top half, and now the lead runner is going to be on. Already we are just back to this tense, really locked up matchup.
Yeah, and anytime Rainey gets his leadoff batter on, it seems like he's rearing to score. It's Kayla Rainey over there at first, has plenty of speed, has the stealer. We'll see. Rainey wants to run. That was a pitch out attempt. Not running on the next one. Josh Gibson. Hitting 171. Great power. Slugs that curveball up the middle. And the first 2 have reached. Time for the 8th spot now. It's Matthew Shepard. Will we see a bunt and then perhaps a pinch hit? It's a bit early in the game. 4th inning. Accuracy just starting to come down a bit on Chris Hadfield. There is the bunt, but it's in the dirt. 2-1, another bunt attempt. Could this be caught by the catcher? No, it's foul. Their foul ball. Big battle here between Hadfield and Shepard. The dirt. The full count pitch, 2 on. Flipped, shortstop. Everyone retreats, big out. Now decision time. Looks like Ace Reynolds will be lifted. Anan Tambor versus Chris Hadfield. Huge at bat in the game. That's just foul. Tying run at second with a ton of speed. Now ahead is Hadfield, pitching very carefully here to a tough batter. 2-2 to Tambor. Popped up on the infield. Just beyond the infield. Armstrong makes the play. There's 2 down.
2 big outs. Wish is just 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning unscathed after putting the first 2 men on.
Yeah, unable to get the bunt down with Shepard exceeding the pinch hit. It's a good strike there inside. But falling behind on Pop Bell. Locked in as Pop Bell, almost negating the RBI dud. Oh, and it's 3-1. Runners not queued. Full count, 2 outs. Ripped center field, right at Grissom. And Wishbone survives.
Big spot to get out of for Wish, but here comes Rainey in that bullpen. And you know, he's not really gonna hold anything off. He's gonna attack him, puts Townsend in first out of the pin. You're only in the 5th. So that means Townsend's gonna have to work a long game if he's gonna shut Wishbone down through the 9th.
We'll see what the decision is for Hadfield after 4 complete. Looks like both players will be dipping into the pen at the same time. Pete Conrad. 400 in his pitch hit appearances. Waves at that one. Rainey says, why not try it again? But Wishbone alertly lays off. Rips that fastball up the middle, and that's big for Wishbone, getting the contact there before the K-Man trait can be activated.
That's right, and especially getting contact on that fastball, which can be so deadly following up that screwball. If Wish starts to see that velo and really punish it when he goes fastball instead of the breaking ball, he could have success against Townsend, especially only here in the 5th.
Screwball is in there. It's a 1-2 count. I'm sorry, 1-1 count. This one to the right side. Rainey alertly gets the out at second, but Grissom, plenty of speed. Reach first base. So a fielder's choice. Lovell now to the plate. He has 2 singles on the day. Strike 1. Swings through the fastball. Now we will see K-Man. Wishbone not moving the runner in this at-bat. 1-2. He fouls it off. Does a good job spoiling a heater. 1-2. He's way ahead. That one was going to clip the inside corner, I believe. Wishbone identified it as a pitch to swing at, but he was way early looking for something faster.
That was a great spot for that changeup. So hard to reach it inside, especially if, you know, you may be expecting velo.
Now on a 1-1 pitch, there is that velo, and that activates K-Man once again. Will he be out in front? He absolutely is. Playing mind games on the mound is Milo Townsend, and the inning comes to an end.
That looked like the Townsend we saw in sort of Game 4, and especially in Game 5, mixing up speeds on those last few batters and got him swinging way early to strike out.
So now 2, 3, and 4 up for Rainey. German Titov is the first man out of the pen. That one completely mislocated, but Rainey unable to touch it. And he goes swinging at that one. Going to be a tough play for Aldrin, but he makes it. 1 down.
And Titov does have that low whip, lower even than some of other of Wish's pitchers, despite the low performance stats. But he does have that 3.0 ERA. I think Rainey may have gotten a homer or 2 off of him in Game 3, but coming here in the 5th, elimination game, Titov's one of the best ones to go to.
Oh, that is slaughtered to right, but he was a hair early, and it will go foul. Wow. Wishbone in the quick chat.
Long strike on that one.
And it results in a subsequent strikeout. The curve in the dirt is effective. Wishbone going to try and forget about that one.
Two polar opposites there on the 400-foot strike and then swing and a miss. But, you know, that is baseball. Great job from Titov to be unfazed by the show of power on that foul.
Ooh, back-to-back curves, low and away, catch the zone. Titov looking for a 1-2-3 inning. This one, the no man's land. Titov does get it on the bare hand. That was just a hair away from getting away from him and resulting in a single. He does get the out. That's back-to-back scoreless frames for the Astronauts pitching. Here comes Armstrong.
That sort of grounder weave has got to be nerve-wracking if you're Wish on the mound, because Rainey does a great job of beating those out to first, those ones in no man's land between the pitcher's mound and first base.
There's that screwball again, catching Wishbone off guard. Swung at it. It's a grounder to second. So now it's John Glenn looking to wake up in these playoffs. Wishbone taking two straight. The 0-2 screwball, he doesn't chase. Ooh, great take there. Will he chase this screwball? He does. Over to Tanner, makes the play.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 2.
With two down now, it's Buzz Aldrin. Possibly just looking to squeeze a few pitches here out of Townsend. Rest of the pen not built like this pitcher.
That's right. And that'd be the smart play. Townsend almost, at half stamina, starting to lose a little bit of those stats. Every single pitch is so important to work.
Taking on 3-1 there was Buzz Aldrin. Whiffer is active. Walk prone. Came in. All the traits. And he does an excellent job fighting it off. Right center field. Pop Bell cannot cut it off. It's going to be a 2-out double. Possibly more as there's hesitation. He's going to go for 3, and he'll have it.
Great piece of hitting. Great piece of hitting with 2 outs. Puts it just perfectly in that gap, and you've got a runner 90 feet from home.
And he's swinging first pitch changeup. He got good wood on it, but it's right to the hot corner. So Rainey survives the 2-out triple. We're into the bottom of the 6th.
Now batting, the first baseman, number
5, 6, and 7 here for Mississippi. Taking first pitch was Rainey. It's outside. Jammed him a bit on that curve, a little bit inside. Got the weak ground out. There's one down. That'll bring up Caleb Rainey, who's 1 for 2. Bottom of the 6th here at Colonial. Series in favor of the Moons, 3 games to 2. Looking to come back in this one. Punch their ticket to the Season 10 AAA World Series. Wishbone looking to hang on and take us to Game 7, which would be played tonight.
And if that were to happen, he would be going back to Red Rock as the home team in Game 7. Bad part of that is that Rainey's had a lot of success at Red Rock this series.
Grounded over to third, backhanded. Aldrin, no problem. We're into the final third of game number 6 here. Astronauts looking for some insurance. It's been another defensive shootout here.
It was just that third inning reeling where both offenses got going. Before then and since then, they have not been able to put runners past third and into home.
Screwball on the back door. It's in there. Townsend starting to get a little tired. Wishbone unable to do anything with that fastball. It's popped up. Problem for Jocelyn Rainey. 1 down. It's the day done for Titov. Has been very effective. Looks like he will give way to a pinch hitter.
And if I'm Wish, you've got to work these counts. I think Rainey will have the pitcher spot coming up the next inning, and if Townsend is rolling, maybe he keeps him in. But if his stats start to go down, I think Rainey will definitely take him out.
It's the lefty power hitter off the bench, for Wishbone. Onizuka to face Townsend. Goes after that changeup. Easy dribbler for Tanner. Down.
Now batting the center fielder.
Gus Grissom, lots of speed. He's the stealer. Has the stealer trait, rather. Swinging up the middle. It's down. Pop Bell ranges over to collect it. 2-out knock. That turns the lineup over.
Now batting the right fielder, number 13.
Insurance so important here. Will we see the runner on the move? First, considers his moves. The pitcher spot about to come up. I believe we're seeing a double switch.
That's right, and I think this is the smart play. I think this is a good play from Rainey. Gets Jarvis in on the mound with an extra batter coming up next inning.
Yeah, a big speedster going to be coming up. There goes Wishbone, first pitch. 99th throw will not be in time. Utilizing that stealer trait is Grissom. Wishbone just looking for a base hit. Take there from Lovell. Micah Jarvis in. Just misses with the curve. So a big 3-1 pitch. Change up. Slow it away. It's crushed by Wishbone into the glove of Shepard. Rainey survives.
3 more chances for Rainey, just 9 more outs. He's only got 1 run to score to tie the game, which is the good part. The bad part is that Wish has looked very, very good on the mound with his pen, and Gagarin has had a great series.
Yeah, Yuri Gagarin now being handed the ball in what could be a 9-out save. That may be what Wishbone's looking for. We'll certainly take it 1 out at a time. Matthew Shepard, we're in the 8 hole. It's tense. This won't help him. Caught by Mattingly. Now the third baseman, Rivas, came in on that double switch. Takes strike 1 from Gagarin. Has blazing speed here. Gonna look for a bunt base hit. Had the right idea, getting it to the left side of the infield, but couldn't get it past Gagarin, so there's 2 down. Top of the order now. So dangerous here from Mississippi. Pop Bell. Rips that one straight to Mattingly. 3 down in the 7th. We go to the 8th. Tight one here at Colonial.
That's good news for Wish. Gagarin comes in, works a quick inning, 3 up, 3 down. About as good as you can get for the first 3 outs from your closer.
Micah Jarvis dealing to Shepard here. 4-seam, changeup, curveball. Wishbone pops that one right back up the middle. Forward.
Now batting the shortstop, number 1.
Here's Neil Armstrong now. Good speed on it first. Wishbone hacking. It's foul. Big at-bats here at the end of game number 6. Could be a tailor-made double play ball. Shepard. No, he's safe. Big speed beating that out.
The first baseman,
And that is a fast runner who gets on, but I honestly thought that was 2 off the bat. That was fairly hard hit, but Wish stays alive here.
John Glenn at the plate. Rainey suspecting tomfoolery. Gave the pickoff attempt, but no one was going. It's the top of the 8th. That's hammered by Wishbone. Left center field gap. It is down. He will get his insurance run. It is 3-1 Astronauts on the double from John Glenn.
Perfect piece of hitting. That is as well as you can hit it. You know you've got a fast runner on. Put one in the gap, and he scores all the way from first for a huge insurance run here in the 8th.
Ripped by Buzz Aldrin into left field. Will he challenge the arm of Alan Rainey? He will not. Runners at the
Smart
corners.
play.
Yeah.
Smart play from Wish, especially with 1 out. Deep pop-up or even a mid-range pop-up will score the runner from third. That was a smart play.
Oh, that red pitch right over the middle of the plate, but Pop Bell makes an incredible play. Wishbone wasn't tagging properly. He's still going to come to the plate. He is out. It turns into a double play, and he will settle for 1.
Wow. What a turn. That had the potential to be huge for Wish, to get another insurance run across and score 2 in the 8th. But another base running mistake, and that runner just got caught off. I don't think he thought Rainey was going to dive and catch it. Tough break for the Astronauts.
Was an incredible dive by Pop Bell. Wishbone deceived into thinking it was going to get down, perhaps. So it's still 3-1. Insurance run was achieved, but here comes Rainey. It's back up the middle.
You've got that momentum off the dive. You're feeling high. You threw the runner out at home. Now with the leadoff man on, who's fast. I think he has a Steeler trait. No, he's not. Sorry, he's not one of the Steelers, but still 3, 4, 5 hitters. This is a good spot for the Moons.
Trying to flip it over the head of the shortstop. Unable to catch it is Armstrong. The first two have reached. Tying run is aboard. Even with this slugger here, Gemma Rainey, will we see a bunt? Perhaps movement of the base runners. In any case, it's ball one. Popped up. Shallow right. That is a big out. Assuming he catches it. Wishbone, he needed that one, and there's one down. So now it's up to Bo Tanner hitting 200 in the playoffs. Wishbone looking for a ground ball. Strike one. Gagarin pitching in the spot of the Astronauts season. The 0-2. A check swing. And a good one. Takes outside. Gagarin 2-2 to Tanner. Catches that corner up, backdoor cutter. And there's two down. Jarvis gonna have to be lifted here.
What a great pitch. That barely caught the zone. It was a perfect spot. Got him looking. You know, it felt like we blinked our eyes and all of a sudden Rainey was threatening. Now we blink again and Wish has 2 outs. This could be a huge, another swing of momentum if he were to get out of here unscathed.
And it's up to Odin Washington, who rips it foul. Count is even. 21 pitches for Gagarin. It's popped up. Trying to get it over the head of the first baseman, but he ranges back, and Wishbone survives the jam. He needs 3 more outs to send it back to the desert.
Rainey is going to those last 2 relievers. He didn't use them much during the regular season, relying mainly on Townsend and Jarvis. Right here, Wish, I mean, he has the chance. Mattingly has a lot of power. These relievers coming in, he has a chance to do damage. Every run is so pivotal right now.
Ken Mattingly here. Trying to flip it over Jocelyn Rainey, but that left side of the infield for the Moons has been incredible tonight. The leaping play is made. Looks like Gagarin will be lifted, so he gets the 6 outs. The final 3 will have to be left to someone else. A. Jamison to the...
And, you know, this decision here feels like it could be big. Obviously, Wish does need all the offense he can get, but Gagarin was having a great game, and he did get out of that jam. 2 strong innings. Who's he going to shut it down with now?
Strike one to Gus Grissom, who had a single and a stolen base in his last plate appearance. Fastball over the plate. Grissom swings right through it. And here we go, folks. It's game 6 in a best-of-7 AAA semifinals. Wishbone looking to send it to game 7, and it's going to be Valentina Tereshkova.
All the pressure right now is on Wish. I know Rainey has his back against the door in this game, but he already has that game advantage. If he loses, he can take it to a game 7. Wish has just got to put something over the plate that won't get crushed, which is so hard to do, and any mistake could be hit out. This is a tough spot, but we'll see what Tereshkova can do.
Tereshkova is behind 3-0 to Josh Gibson. Does get the composed straight. Delivers a strike. Gibson swinging. Right field. Shallow. Caught by Lovell. 1 down.
That forkball did catch a lot of the plate. I think that those first few pitches, that's what Wish was thinking, was just, you know, don't leave anything over the plate. Don't leave anything over the plate. And he went down 3-0. Did battle back and got the out, but he can't afford to get down 3-0 to every batter this inning.
Does fall behind Matthew Shepard, who's quite tense. Back up the middle. And there's potentially a rally starter for Rainey here in the bottom of the 9th.
And Shepard is fast. He does have the Steeler trait, I believe. This is a good runner to have on if you're the Moons.
Rivas at the plate now. He came in the double switch earlier. Big minimum power, it looks like, but plenty of speed. Saw him commit the bunt out, looking for a hit. This could be two, but with all that speed, we shall see. Mattingly has to fire, and he is safe. So the tying run will come to the plate in the form of Pop Bell. One last chance.
Inches. We were inches away from ending this game, but now Bell is up in a big spot with 2 outs.
Curveball is looped in. The count is even. The 1-1 to Bell inside. Rainey probably not running with all this power here in the form of the tying run. 3-1 to Bell. Ripped on the curve, up the middle. Tying run is aboard now. Here comes Alan Rainey, the left fielder.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 24.
Blazing speed at second and at first.
It's the hardest out to get, the last one. Rainey comes up, Alan Rainey that is, hitting .395 in the playoffs, 2 for 4 today. Got to be looking to tie the game here.
Got a slider, he hammered it straight to Grissom, and we're going to 7 at Red Rock. What a classic series, these two trading off some pitchers' duels.
And you know, the runs didn't quite come up that much from the game before. Still a pretty low-scoring affair, but the hits did come up. Each team cracked the double digits in the hit column. And, you know, Game 7 at Red Rock, what else can you ask for? I think these guys are going to come out swinging.
It is going to be an incredible night here on the XBL as these two toe-for-toe competitors are going to go at each other in game number 7. And we will have that for you as soon as they are ready. I'm sure they need just a slight break, perhaps, before they get into it. Strap in, folks. It's about to get insane. two best words in all of sports. Game 7. And it's live from Red Rock Stadium in the desert. Rainey be first to bat versus... Is that an I or an L? Guion or Gulan? Let's see here.
I'm not sure either.
I think that's an I. We'll go with Guion Bluford. Similar build to Chris Hadfield. Probably why he went this direction.
That's right, and like Hadfield, I think he doesn't have a four-seam. I don't think Hadfield had a four-seam, and it's worked well for Wish so far, so we'll see.
And we are back on with Wishbone's perspective. The home team this series has streamed each game. We thank both players for providing those fees. It's the only way this even works. Mattingly has to dive, but it's over his glove. A big rip off the bat of Alan Rainey. One aboard with one out.
And we may sound like a broken record at this point, but Rainey again puts one of his top 3 batters on base in the first inning. He's already threatening, even with the runner only at first.
Bit of a wild slider there. Rainey didn't offer. It's Jocelyn Rainey here. Swinging on that one. It's going to be a pop out to the backside of the pitcher. That was a bit strange.
That was. I thought it might have a chance to drop over him and Wish would have to make a play, but it doesn't, and he gets the out in the air.
Gonna try the curveball down and in after one down and away was outside, so it's a 1-1 count. Ripped. Mattingly. It's past him. He could not corral it. Rainey going to take third. No, he will retreat. I think he would have had a chance. He just playing a bit conservatively here with Tanner. All that power now to the...
That's right, and I don't blame him. Take every out you can get. You know, don't want to risk anything, especially when you have such a big hitter coming up to bat.
Game number 7 here. Rainey with the first threat of the game. Popped. Armstrong has to range. He cannot make the play. Shepard fires to the plate. Alan Rainey, he slides in, and the Moons strike first.
That's what I thought might happen on that ball to the pitcher. Again, those balls to the backside are so hard to play. They just kind of go right over his head. Couldn't quite get the glove on it. And all of a sudden, the Moons strike first in the first inning of Game 7.
Now falling behind is Bluford on Kayla Rainey. Not wanting to put him on for free, but he might. Curveball is in there. Another curveball. Rainey fouls it off, so a full count here. Wish gonna go out of the zone with a slider. He gets the swing. Deflected by Bluford. Will she beat it out? It's 2-0 Moons. He is piecing this rally together.
That's tough, but Rainey strikes. That speed is so dangerous. And he beats out another one to bring one home.
Rainey taking charge of game number 7 with a 2-0 lead in the first.
And you know, I think I forget what game 1 was like, but at least in games 3, 5, and now 7 at Red Rock, Rainey has scored in the first inning every time. He's gotten those runners on and ended up winning those games, setting the tone with offense. Wishbone has got to stay resilient. That's so important. You've got to stay resilient and bounce back here.
After the first pitch to Lovell, it was outside. Rainey needing a moment here. It's Phil Buckhalter getting the nod in this do-or-die game. Looks like we're ready to resume. Way ahead of the changeup is Lovell. I'm not mistaken, I think Buckhalter got the start in that slugfest game number 3.
I think you're right, Weave. I think you're right.
So he's got a 2-2 count to Lovell. Wishbone does not chase the changeup. 3-2. It catches the corner. What a pitch.
Perfect location. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, pinch me if I've said that before, but perfect location from a Rainey curveball, and he just freezes him for the first out of the inning.
So now Alan Shepard going after that curveball, and he's hoping it'll go foul. Just at the wall, no catch. This one up the middle, good piece of hitting from Wishbone. We'll bring the tying run to the plate here in the first.
And that's going to be key. Tying runs coming to the plate. We know Wishbone can score on any swing, so he's got to stay within striking distance, where you can tie it up on just a short inning where you get 1 or 2 runs.
It's going to be back-to-back singles. Does Wishbone want to try and go to third? He will not. The throw from Bell was strong, so 2 on, 1 out. Comes John Glenn.
Glenn's had a rough series so far, but hitting that cleanup spot, you've got to give your offense some power here. You've just got to get it going, even if it is this late in the series.
A couple good takes from Wishbone are going to let him rip that ball up the middle. He's not going to come to the plate as it was hit so hard, but the bases are loaded. Rainey looking for a ground ball. It's going to be Buzz Aldrin. Looking to make noise, respond to the Moons in the first. 0-1. Good speed and scoring position. The count tilts in Aldrin's favor. Now 3-0. He must deliver a strike or walk in a run. What will he choose on 3-0? A curveball. It's in there. Making all the way was Wish. 3-1. Fastball ripped into the glove of Gemma Rainey. And there's 2 down. Wishbone got a hold of it. Just couldn't lift it.
That's right. And it was only 3-1, but if there's any pitch to swing at that one, it is that one. That fastball kind of caught a lot of the plate. Unfortunately, he just hit it right to the shortstop.
Wishbone, right center field gap. Over is Kayla Rainey. She makes the play, and Wishbone strands the bases loaded. What a job getting out of that from Buckhalter.
7 hits combined in the first. Each batter looked like he came to play. I know Wishbone probably didn't get out of it with the result he was hoping for, leaving the bases stranded. But the good news is you got 3 hits in the first inning, and those kind of first hits got to break through and keep it rolling. Can't let up on that momentum.
So 8, 9, and 1 for the Moons. This time, Bluford makes that play. No dribble, so there's 1 down. Bill Buckhalter hitless in the postseason. This is the pitcher's spot. Grounded to the left side of the infield. Armstrong. Firm throw. Makes the play. That's going to bring the pitcher to locked in mojo. Oh, I'm sorry. He must have been tense. He's back to neutral. Makes sense considering the score. Curveball. Just mishit a bit by Rainey. May have been a hair inside. Out to level. 3 down in the top of the second. Wishbone back to work.
That's a quick inning from Bluford, which is exactly what you needed. Can't let Rainey seize control of the momentum of the game. Can't let him set the pace on offense. You've got to work it back and get your own rhythm at the plate.
A 1-1 count to begin the at-bat for Ken Mattingly. Goes after the curve. Fouls it off. Wait for trade activates. He pops it up. Coming in a few steps as Alan Rainey calls everybody off. 1 down. Now Guion Bluford. Ball 1. Buckhalter threw quite a few pitches in that first inning despite getting out unscathed. He's at 26 now. Quality take on that fastball. Now the count in favor of Bluford. 250 average so far in these playoffs. Hammers a changeup, foul. So a full count pitch forthcoming. Changeup, it's in the zone, and Wishbone earns himself a hit.
Great at bat, and here's why. That changeup he laid off of that got it to 3-1. He was swinging that in Game 5. He was swinging that in Game 6, and he takes it, doesn't let Rainey get the weak contact or the strike, and he gets the pitchers on.
Just misses that fastball to start the count to Gus Grissom. Flies out. Lovell gonna have to bat here with 2 outs. Pitcher is aboard. Lays off the changeup. Low but in the zone. Strike 1. 1-1 from to Lovell. Outside. Buckhalter delivers. Got him swinging again on that high curve. It's going to get him out of the inning. We're into the top of the third. 2, 3, and 4. Very dangerous part of the lineup that did produce in the first inning. The Moons by 2 here in Game 7. Ripped down the line, past the glove of the diving first baseman. Can Level cut it off in time? There's good speed going into second. A good throw. He's in there, a leadoff double. The Moons want more.
Leadoff runners. Rainey is so good at that, getting leadoff runners on. It's huge when you can move the runner over to third, or just like that on a single that gets through.
And that is going to be the third run driven in of the game for Mississippi. 3-0 here in the third. Just seems like Rainey is an extra tick more comfortable here at Red Rock.
That's right, and you've got to wonder if he's going to consider this for his home stadium next season after the way he's been playing in this series.
Slow dribbler, Glenn, no problem, but it's effectively a sacrifice. That'll bring up Tanner with a runner in scoring position. Middling speed on at second. On a hop to Mattingly. Rainey does not advance. He thought that one was going to be caught, and I can't blame him.
That's right, and another thing that was big that may be key here, Wish didn't go home when the runner scored. He threw it to second, cut off the runner, didn't let him get to second with no outs, and especially on some grounders that may have advanced.
Oh my, he overdove it. That's one of those in-betweeners, and it's going to result in an RBI single, 4-0.
He had a chance. Wish had a chance to get out of it, but he just overdove on it. I mean, what can you do? You might not get to it if you run. If you dive, you might go past it like that happened. It's just tough to get to.
Inning will end, but 2 more runs come across for the Moons. They double their lead. Rainey with the stranglehold early in Game 7. But Wishbone, always dangerous, always looking to just kind of wake up, put a big number up.
That's right, and if I could tell Wish this, that's what I'd tell him. Remember how dangerous you are at the plate. Remember what you can do in any instant.
And there's that danger. He gets one into that short porch in Red Rock. I believe that was Shepard. It was. And the Astronauts are on the board here in Game 7.
And look at that. That wasn't even a bad pitch. It was a high curveball. Wish has struggled with it. You know, he didn't smash it, but he did what he needed to do with the power bat, pulled it, got it right over the fence, and that, just like that, you have a run back. Good job at the plate.
Does ground out on the next pitch. No problem for the shortstop. That'll bring up John Glenn. Swinging first pitch again, but foul. Astronauts are on the board here in Game 7. We're in the 3rd inning here at Red Rock. That one hammered. Caught by Shepard on the dive. He throws to first. 2 down.
And Wish is probably a little frustrated now at the plate after that inning didn't go his way on the mound. You smash that one, but it's caught. But still, you're making good contact. You're getting a little bit better than the games before. Just like that, a ball into the gap, which is going to be extra bases. He's starting to show life at the plate.
Bob Bell going to throw it into third. So Wishbone going to stop at 2. That's a 2-out double. Got himself on the board, but he would love to cut the lead in half in this inning. Harrison Schmidt has had a good playoff run. He's ahead 2-0. Now 3-0. Mattingly on deck. A 4-pitch walk. So Mattingly now up with 2 on as the tying run. Has not had a home run in this postseason. Does have the power to do it. Takes strike 1. A beauty of a curve. He rips that one. Right center field gap. Kayla Rainey dives but cannot make the play. It's into Triple's alley. 1 is in. 2 will come in. Mattingly going to race all the way around to third. No, he retreats, but it's a massive double.
Smart play to stay at second. Don't want to risk it at third and get that out after you have a great hit like that. Perfectly placed into the gap. We've got a 4-3 ball game. You know, this is going to be exciting.
Bluford trying to knock that tying run in. He gave it a ride. That's caught by Alan Rainey. We're going to stay at a 1-run game. Once again, hit totals are even for both teams.
They've done a great job at that, at being able to respond hit-wise. Run-wise, it looks like now. Wish is finally being able to respond to what Rainey has been able to put up, which is a good sign through the first third of the ball game.
Rainey wanting to respond, but he is out on a nice play from Mattingly, who has had a heck of an inning or so. Had the 2 RBI double, now a diving play. Phil Buckhalter looks like he's done. 3 innings completed, and he gives way to Washington.
I don't blame Rainey. I mean, you've only got 3 innings out of your pitcher, but it's an elimination game, all hands on deck.
Oh, he timed the dive well. He almost made the play. Luckily for Wishbone, it was foul. Well, Rainey another chance here. And on 0-2, the slider to Washington dribbled into that no man's land. Wishbone takes a good angle, though, and makes the play.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 9. That's inside.
Curveball is in. Start the count to Pop Bell. Comes that dangerous part of the order. He rips it, but it's to Glenn. Beats him to the bag. Shutdown inning for the Astronauts, looking to go back to work.
That's going to be key, I think, for any pitcher, is when you get a run, you've got to not let the other team respond. You can't let them get back into the rhythm. If you've got the momentum like Wish does after that 3-run inning, you have got to shut Rainey down. You can't let him chip away at the momentum that you build up.
So 9-1-2, but for Wishbone, that does not include the pitcher. And it's Townsend into the game roughly as early as he was in game number 6. Falling behind on Grissom. 3-1. So with the walk-prone trait active, pitch from Townsend is in there. Wishbone, he checks his swing. That screwball nowhere near the zone. Rainey trying to bait him a bit. It's a leadoff walk with a lot of speed.
Fielder, number 13.
I think what we're seeing, Wishbone maybe taking some pitches out of principle with Townsend into the game early.
You're right, and I think that's a really smart play, especially when he does come in, with full 6 innings left in the game. You've got to get to him and get to someone like Jarvis who you've had success against.
Spoil a couple of pitches here. Runner goes. It's a hit and run attempt, and it's foul. May have had that base stolen. Close. Another 1-2. It's low. He waved on the changeup for out number 1.
Now batting, the left,
A locked in Alan Shepard.
29.
Destroyed to center, and the Astronauts take the lead in Game 7.
That ball was crushed. That was so well hit. 450 feet off the bat of Shepard, who's had a pretty good night tonight, and he gives the Astronauts the lead here in the 4th inning off of Townsend, too, who has been so effective up to this point.
Yeah, I would think the first damage done to Townsend since the grand slam in game number 3. And it gives the Astronauts the lead by 1. Still plenty of game to play here in the 7th 7-game series. Got him swinging on a fastball, 102. Not in the best spot, but just too fast.
That's the power of Townsend. He has the velo, he has the arsenal, to come back from giving up a homer and still shut down your lineup, even if you're seeing him well with a few batters.
Taking on 2-0 there all the way. Now swinging, and it's good changeup in the dirt. That activates K-Man. 22 pitches for Townsend. And Wishbone fights it off. Is it going to get in the gap again? No, this time Kayla Rainey does cut it off. Holds him to a single.
Didn't quite get it past that diving outfielder, but still good contact on a high and away fastball. About as well as you can hit a ball like that. And he's got a runner on here with 2 outs.
It's Buzz Aldrin. Even count. Townsend back to tense. The curveball just high. 26 pitches so far for the relief ace of the Moons. Whiffer active. K-Man active. Inside. Foul. Caught by Tanner. So that'll end the inning. But the Lagrange Astronauts put up 2 and have taken the lead.
Multiple runs in back-to-back innings for Wish, which is so huge. I think he's kind of taken some of that momentum that Rainey established early. I think maybe, the overdive or a couple drop balls may have lit a fire under him, and he has come out swinging in the 3rd and 4th.
It'll be fascinating to see how the bullpen game rolls out for both teams. Obviously, the Moons already threw their bullpen, or in their bullpen, their relief ace, Townsend, tense and with many pitches delivered. Glenn gonna have to flip this to Bluford. Makes the play.
And I think the Astronauts will have the pitcher spot coming up, that 8 spot coming up in the bottom half. I would not be surprised to see Titov or Gagarin come in the 5th.
5 innings from the rotation. I think Wish would have to be okay with that in a game 7. Granted, has given up 4 runs. The offense has picked him up.
That's right. That's been a big key of the pitching game is confidence in your bullpen. Some of them have been hit hard, but they've still kept that confidence. They're not afraid to bring him in, which is very important in a big spot like this.
Pretty good changeup blowing away, met with a powerful swing from Rainey, but it's right to first base. A 1-2-3 shutdown inning. We talked about the importance of those. Now it's the bottom of the 5th. Townsend back out there.
That's right. I think it's so important in games like this.
Oh, towards that foul pull and gone. Astronauts by 2.
Wish showing off why, I mean, you can't even start speaking or he's going to do something like that. A single pitch, and he just puts that over the right field wall. Not even that close, really. That was several rows deep. What a great way to lead off. Still off of Townsend, too. He is getting to him here in the 5th.
Yeah, I thought maybe in this inning he would be taking out a principle to really deliver the knockout, but he was swinging first pitch. It worked like a charm. This time he stares at strike 3, a backdoor screwball. That's out number 1. Decision time for Bluford. Looks like he will stay. Interesting.
You know, based on what Wish has done this series, I am surprised by this decision. But based on what's happened in this game, after a rough start, Bluford is kind of settling down. And I think the cutter two-seam combo is starting to kind of work its magic and kind of get to the Moon's hitters.
He put his reticle in a good spot there to catch that changeup, but he was way too early. A good pitch selection from Rainey, just trying to maybe squeeze one more out of Milo Townsend. Has been roughed up here in game 7. So Bluford remained in the game. We will keep an eye on how that decision transpires for Wishbone. Gus Grissom here. Swings through a fastball. Only 95 miles per hour, but well placed. And we're into the top of the 6th. 5, 6, and 7.
3 straight innings scoring for Wishbone. That's got to be his first time scoring in 3 straight innings since, I mean, at the very least, game 3, if not before that. That is so huge to just keep rolling with momentum.
But Bo Tanner says we're not done yet. It's towards the gap. No dive attempt from Lovell, so it's down. Would have been close, I think. In any case, a big double from Mississippi.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 4.
Does hold him to a double. That's the deepest part of the park. Either Rainey swinging first pitch. This will effectively be a bunt here. Out by a step.
Now batting, the catcher.
Josh Gibson. Batting 175 in the playoffs. 0-1. For Bluford. Bluford and in the game. He cannot handle the comebacker. Will he have the time to at least get the batter? No. We have seen countless of those off the bat. The bats of the Moons.
That's right, and Wish does have low fielding on his pitchers. They haven't quite been able to be the vacuums that you would hope for them on those comebackers, and it hurts him again.
Now falling behind 3-0. Milo Townsend on deck. Strike 1. 3-1 curve. Runner goes. It's a hit and run attempt, and it's through the middle. Grissom trips. He goes first to third, does Rainey. I think Wishbone's idea there was to try and dive with the shortstop. He may have had a chance. But now we're probably going to see Kanan Tambor here with runners at the corners, 1 out. There he is.
You're right, and could Wish go to his bullpen? I mean, it looks like he's going to keep pitching with Bluford, but
Does he have the time to double up Tambor? He does. He gets out of it. Does surrender the run, though. Rainey does a good job. We're tripping. I'm sorry. What word am I thinking of? Responding. He does a good job responding. It's a 1-run game here in the 6th. The Grange by 1. Here's Micah Jarvis.
That's right, and you're right on the response part for the Moons. Rainey's strength is manufacturing runs, and if you can keep the deficit to 1 run at a time, 2 runs at a time, something you can chip away in 1 inning, because if you get a leadoff runner on with that speed, you could bring him around easily.
Here's Lovell taking the first pitch change from Jarvis, left center field. Pop Bell, he doesn't get to the spot, and he bobbles it. I think he would have had a triple anyway, but what a huge swing there from Lovell, looking to get that run back.
What a way to start an inning, especially with Shepard coming up, who is juiced here at the plate. It looked like it was a little bit of a weird tail action on that fly ball, and it may have confused the Moon's outfielders. And all of a sudden, your leadoff man is at third. That's a really good job.
So Wishbone just needing to make some sort of contact here. He's behind 1 and 2. The curveball, good take. Next pitch from Jarvis. He got him waving on a changeup. Anytime you give up that runner at third with nobody out, you need a strikeout, and he got it.
That's right, and Wish just has to cool down here. I mean, he probably knows he needs contact. He's going to do whatever he does. May make him swing a little more erratically. Got to stay in your zone, play your game, and just hit like you would if the runner isn't there.
Oh, that fastball right down the middle. He just missed hitting it out of the park, but it'll be plenty deep enough to score level from third. Bell will give a courtesy throw, but it's not close. And Lagrange does get that run back, 7-5.
John Glenn's starting to heat up too. He has 2 hits, which is probably, I guess it might be his first game getting multiple hits all series. So big out of the middle of your order. Shepard having a big game. Aldrin's having a decent game. You've got to get the meat of your order hitting if you want to just keep manufacturing consistent runs.
It's a 4-pitch walk to John Glenn. Micah Jarvis surrendering that one, and now Buzz Aldrin. He's had a big series, big postseason. That one's into the dugout for a foul ball.
Rainey's really going to have to hunker down here. Wish, I think he may be past some sort of block mentally now that he knows Townsend is out. He's going to line out for out number 3 there, so Jarvis will escape. But Rainey's already through Townsend. He's given up 4 runs, or sorry, 4 straight innings of a run. And Wish is really going for it here.
So now Pop Bell going to face a low changeup. He takes it. Bluford still out there. Going to be a Game 7 hero. Rainey pops it into right for a lead-off single. Pop Bell has been disgusting in this series, and he's going to be on the run, I would think.
That's right, and so have these 2, 3, 4 hitters. Alan Rainey already having 2 hits this game. Stealer on base. I don't think we're going to see a bunt with this 2-hitter, but I think we are going to see a steal, and it could really pay off here.
Rainey needing a moment here. Alan Rainey, the left fielder, is at the plate, batting 400, over 400 in the playoffs. I have to think this pitch here could be the time to send the runner. He's not going. Now the pitch out attempt from Bluford, and he's not running, so it's a 3-1 count. Rainey run here, he does. And it's ball 4. The tying run at first. Jocelyn Rainey at the plate. Comes Gagarin.
And here Wish is going to go to the pin. I'm a little surprised he didn't do it earlier, but Gagarin's having a good series, and he does get to him eventually.
Very early there on the change. Now behind 0-2. Wishbone, the high heat. Maybe not high enough. Aldrin goes to third. Does he have a chance at first? He does. A double play. That is huge.
Good play from Wish. He didn't rush it. He knew he had the time to get to third. Gets the lead runner out. Gets the out at first. Well done on defense.
He did a double play. You don't typically see that form of double play, at least on the ground. Backdoor cutter here. Swung through by Gemma Rainey. Still the tying run at the plate. An opportunity for Rainey. Acknowledges the location of that pitch. Gagarin slams the door on this inning. We're into the bottom of the 7th, stretch time here at Red Rock.
You know, I feel like we've seen so much offense that might have slowed this game down, but we're already in the 7th. I mean, it's coming up on crunch time here for the Moons. Wish is going to keep trying to extend that lead. Gagarin is going to come up this inning, though, in the 8th spot. But, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he left him in. He's had that much success on the mound.
I think a no-brainer. He's got to stay in. Unless he just has enough confidence in Titov and Tereshkova. We shall see. Micah Jarvis still in the game. Gets a pop-up here, left field. On Rainey. Makes the play. 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. Here is that at-bat for Gagarin, and with nobody aboard, definitely going to stay in here.
You're right. I think that is the smart play, given how he's been pitching on the mound today.
1-1 to start the count to Gagarin. Tries to hammer a changeup, but he's a bit early. 24th pitch out of the hand of Jarvis is a high curve. It gets Wish swinging. Shepard, he's got it. Into the top of the 8th. There's that scoreless frame that Rainey's been looking for since the 2nd.
Right, and all it takes is one to break that streak. That could be the turn he's needing. If he can shut Wishbone down in the 8th, get after maybe even scraping a run off here, he's going to give himself the chance he can to tie the game or better before this game is over.
A weak grounder, that's no problem for Aldrin. Wishbone, 5 defensive outs from a date with Phillies Rock World Series here in the AAA division. XBL,
And you know, I wonder if it is smart for the players themselves to start counting outs, but they can't help it. We can't help it. It's getting so close. You've just got to start playing like you're about to move on.
Shatters the bat of Kayla Rainey. Aldrin makes 2 plays in a row. Gagarin locked in. How far can Wishbone use him? Is the question.
And now with 2 outs, if Gibson gets on, here in the 8th, every batter Rainey gets on is one more he can get from the top of his lineup in the 9th. That's who he's going to be looking toward. He's going to have, at worst case scenario, 8-9-1. But if Gibson gets on, every single one of that top of the order is massively important for the Moons.
Gibson has a 3-1 count now, and it's a wild fastball. He swings out of the zone. Would have been ball 4. That's a gift for Rainey. He is 3 outs away from a trip to the AAA World Series.
And I think that swing there was part of being down in an elimination game. Rainey usually doing very well with that patience. Obviously a tough one to swing at. But at this point, I mean, you're tense at the plate. You know you've got to do something. It's really hard to lay off of those.
Gus Grissom grounds out first batter of this bottom of the 8th. Last chance for Wishbone to add insurance if he can. Otherwise, it will be a 2-run lead to protect.
He's got the right batters up to do it. Lovell having a decent game with that triple. Shepard, I believe, is on deck, and he's having a great game. He's the guy Wish is going to look to.
2 down here. That returns Lovell to tense mojo. He's the right fielder, so we'll pay attention to that in the 9th. Alan Shepard here.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Rainey pitched around him, but you can't really afford to put any guy on base. Shepard just having a great day so far.
3-1, count in favor of Shepard. He got a changeup to hammer. He was early. So a full count pitch, a similar changeup, but inside. Fouled off. Jarvis surrenders a hard hit ground ball. No problem for Gemma Rainey. Here we go. It's game 7. It's crunch time for the Moons. And they will have
11 hits apiece.
And he's used, if I'm not mistaken, his 2 most significant bench bats. Pitcher spot is up next.
I think you're right. Top of the 9th. My heart's starting to beat a little faster.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is for them too. Oh man, this is going to be a good finish.
And it's Gagarin looking to close the door after a solid recovery from Bluford after the Moons took the lead early. That one lifted to Glenn, 1 down.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 41.
Jarvis gonna come out here.
Now batting,
It's gonna be Rivas.
17.
Rivas has plenty of speed. If he can get something on the ground, could beat it out. Strike 1. Two quick strikes, and he says, I'm gonna go right back there. Check swing. Rivas swinging through that one, and there's 1 to go for Gagarin and the Astronauts.
The center fielder,
Look who it is. Pop Bell.
Pop
That's
Bell.
who Rainey wants up. That's who Wish doesn't want up at the plate. 2 outs, season on the line.
Ball 1 starts the at-bat to Pop Bell. Gagarin looking to slam the door, send WishboneRulz to his first World Series. Pop Bell. Foul. Out of play. A 2-strike pitch coming up. It's gonna be low. Swung on. Armstrong to first. Guess what, Houston? There is no problem. The Astronauts are headed to the Big Apple for the World Series.
What a game. What a game. So well played from both of these teams. What a fantastic series they gave us. The Astronauts close it out. They shut down that Moon's offense in these later innings. How well played was that? I mean, there's not a lot to say other than what they just showed us. That was so good.
Remarkable series and a remarkable finish. And really, both props to both players as we tune in real quick here to post game. I'm Weaver for Prez alongside Finite Provision here. What a series! It went the distance. One of the better 7-game series we've seen in the last 3 seasons, aka the era that we've been streaming and broadcasting. Props to both players. Wishbone, he's going on to the World Series, and Rainey, we got to tip our cap. He's one heck of a career. We know he's hanging it up. That was actually his last game, according to a team news post from a few weeks ago. Back-to-back Von Asen winner, one of the best to ever do it in AAA. He gave it his all here, but he ran into the slugging bats of the Astronauts.
You know, he did, and it is probably not the way he wanted to go out, but nevertheless, what a show from him. I mean, he had his bats come alive this series. He had exciting performances on the mound. He had a great season. Like you said, the Von Asen winner. Rainey gave it his all, and it was a truly impressive performance.
Truly impressive. And for WishboneRulz, he has a date with Phillies Rock. So it's going to be Phillies Rock, the 1 seed, and Wishbone, the 2 seed. Only one loss, I believe, separated them. Phillies Rock, the long ballo winner. Wishbone, he placed number 2 in the long ballo voting. I would think it's going to be a slugfest. What do you think about this upcoming World Series here in the AAA?
I agree with you, Weave. I think we are going to see the sparks fly. And at this point, listen, we know Phillies can hit. We know Wish can hit. I'm going to tell you, I think we're going to see who's stronger mentally. You get into games like this that are so important with such great skill. Who can stay resilient? Who can get that edge mentally? Who can show that they will prove why they deserve to be here, why they deserve to be AAA champions this season?
And once we have information on when that's going to get scheduled, we'll have that made public in our Discord. If you're not a member of our Discord and you want to check out more of these broadcasts or potentially play one of the leagues one day, go ahead and scroll down, click that Discord link in the description of the channel. Be happy to have you. We've got more than 300 people in there, and most of them don't play. So even if you're not a player, don't feel like you have to play to be in there. We'd be happy to have you. We will also have information on the XBL World Series, which I think will also be a classic. That is between Floribel, a fellow caster. We'll see when that gets scheduled. And of course, Luke Archer, the number 4 seed. Thank you so much, Finite, for joining me here tonight. That was an amazing series. Glad to have casted it with you. Any final words before we sign off here?
Again, major props to Wishbone and his mentality, coming back from a 4-0 deficit in Game 7 to show why you deserve to be there, why you deserve to be going through the World Series. And Weaver, thank you again for doing such great play-by-play work. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing this series with you, and I look forward even more to what these to what Wish can do and what Phillies can do in the World Series coming up.
Yeah, it is coming up again. Details on that in the Discord. Go ahead and join if you haven't. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday night going into Sunday, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Cross Platform Baseball League. See you next time.
Good night.